Hey y'all, it's me Marty. Good morning, happy Sunday, and happy June 30th, 2024. Waking up here, had coffee and devotions. Now I'm having more coffee, and I thought I'd make a video for y'all. Oh, it's good coffee. Oh yeah, Brazilian dark roast. I got two of them, two big 24-ounce cups of coffee. Yeah, I'll be rolling. I'll be stopping once in a while too, if you know what I mean. Okay, so a new little video series I thought I'd try here. Just see if you guys like it. If you don't like it, I won't keep them going, but if you like it, I got a bunch to share. So I am in Tucumcari, or I think it's pronounced Tucumcari. I think I've been corrected a few times. I've always called it Tucumcari, but Tucumcari, potato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. I don't know where that was going or anything, but it's early. Give me a break. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. So yeah, I'm at the Love's Truck Stop in Tucumcari, New Mexico. Just came down US 54. I am loaded with turkey from Minnesota, and I loaded Thursday night, Friday morning, something like that, and I deliver Monday morning in Riverside, California, and then Tuesday morning in Shafter on the west side of Bakersfield. And I'm actually going south today to Phoenix because today is my son Hayden's birthday. Hayden, if you're watching, I know once in a while you watch my videos and the kids watch it and stuff. Happy birthday, bud. My son Hayden is 27 today, I believe, if I did the math right. Crazy. Seems like you were just born. Love you, bud, if you're watching. Anyway, I'm going to swing down to Phoenix because they live there now and hopefully see him for a little bit this evening on his birthday, and I got a few gifts for him. Anyway, yeah, so I'm right off of I-40. I'm going to get on I-40 West and be on that all the way to Flagstaff, and then I-17 down to Phoenix. Anywho, this is really good coffee. And I need more I'm still trying to wake up here, but anywho. So, what is the new video series? Well, I thought it would be kind of fun. Nothing like the sound of pouring coffee. To share some, I think I'm going to call it Trail Tales, Marty's Trail Tales. Just different adventures I've had on trail through the years. Now, it might not always be a hike or in the woods, might be on the water, might be other places exploring, and just outdoor activities, little adventures I've had through the years, and I want this to be something that will help you smile, like all of my videos. Thanks, by the way, for all of my subscribers and viewers who watch through the years. I've been doing this for over 10 years, 1,500 videos total, and then I restarted a new channel. Anyway, but I'm thankful for you all, and I hope you find some value in my videos and it helps you smile. Anyway, I hope these stories help you smile. They might be funny, it might be scary, it might be weird, they might be sad, they might be tragic, but most of them are pretty light humored. I just tried to think, I made a list. I think I have over 50 already, and so I thought I'm gonna do a video probably once a week and just share some trail tales, some outdoor adventures I've had through the years and funny things that have happened. And I'll probably do like 3 little stories in each one. So, in the first installment of Trail Tales with Marty, I have 3 short stories to share with you. I don't know why I said it like that. That was weird. Anyway, the first one is called Catfish Ride. The second one is called Tip a Canoe, Honey. And the third one is called What Could Go Wrong. Okay, Number one, catfish ride. Okay, so as I've said before, I've enjoyed the outdoors my whole life, and it seems like recent years just really got in more to hiking and bushcraft and doing different things outside. But I've always enjoyed the outdoors. Sorry, picking my nose. I'm not picking it; it itches. There's a difference. I mean, if you want to see me pick, I'll do that, but I don't think you really want to see me pick my nose. Anyway, I mean that might happen in this video too. You just never know. Anywho, but when I was younger, I went fishing and camping and ice fishing and stuff with my dad and did things like that. And this was in, I'm going to say, I would say probably August of 1982. And that would have made me 15 or 16, long in there, 14, 15, 16, long in there. Between 1980 and 82, I'm going to say it was probably August, because I remember it was pretty warm. It was summer. My dad and I were fishing. And he had this boat. I think it was an old runabout from the 60s. It was orange and white. It was the kind of boat that had 2 seats up front, and then it had 2 seats behind them facing the other direction, so they were kind of back to back, and then you had a little space in the back. I don't know what he had, a 70 horsepower Johnson outboard motor, and then there was the front of the boat had like a top or shelf. It was orange, and then the rest of the boat was white, if I remember right. That kind of been a long time, but boy, I wish I had that old boat. I don't know whatever happened to it. Anyway, but it had a steering wheel and a shifter thing, and I think he had a radio in there, if I remember right, and he had cup holders, for coffee or pop or beer, or he always have a cooler in there, and we'd have drinks and snacks and stuff, and we go fishing. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a few minutes, but I wish I would have cherished those times more. When I was a kid, I spent time with my dad. My parents were divorced when I was a year old, so I didn't grow up with my dad. I wish I could have seen him more. I wish I would have taken more time from my dad and spent more time with him, also with my brothers. But it's another story. But I would spend time with my dad doing different things, and I liked camping, but fishing, I wasn't crazy about it because I didn't catch fish that often, and it was boring. Now I enjoy fishing. I don't even care if I catch anything. My wife and I go fishing and we just sit there. I'd never catch anything, but it's fun. It's relaxing. But back then I was bored, and yeah, I'm thinking I might have been closer to 14. So this is probably 1980. And we were on Ann Lake, and this is about a half hour north of Ogilvie, Minnesota. So probably hour and a half north of where we live now. And we would spend a lot of time on Ann Lake. Really good fishing lake. I think the Ann River flows into it or out of it, however that works. And there was 2 restaurants, bars on the lake. And then up the hill from the lake was Hilltop Campground. So we spent a lot of time camping there. We got a lot of memories. I got a few stories from there too. But yeah, we really enjoyed Ann Lake. Lots of great fish there. Sunnies and crappies and perch and walleye and northern and catfish and all kinds of stuff, all different. Oh yeah, it was just crazy. Well, I just remember this one time we were fishing. I need some more coffee. We were in his boat, and sometimes we would still fish, with a bobber and that, and minnows, leeches, worms, sunnies and crappies, that kind of thing. And we got some big crappies, big sunnies out of that lake. Oh, I remember, they were so good. Fun to catch and fun to eat. And sometimes we would troll. He liked to troll, and we'd use these, I don't know what they were, shad wraps, I think, and different lures that was like a fish with I don't know how many hooks on it, and we would troll, just kind of go back and forth in different areas, and that was, we caught walleyes, some good walleyes that way. As a matter of fact, I caught, my biggest fish I ever caught was a 6.5 pound walleye, I believe, and I think, yeah, it was 15, 16 long in there. But this day, we were trolling. I think we were trying to picture everything, and we were on the northeast side of the lake, if anybody knows the area. And we were trolling back and forth across this point. And my dad got a fish on. And this is foggy. This has been a while. I'm going to be 58 this September. So this 43 years ago, something like that. A little foggy, but and this is, okay, I'm calling these trail tales. They are true. Okay, these aren't going to be ones, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, believe what you want, but these are true stories. These are real stories. But some of the details are a little foggy. But we were trolling back and forth and trying to get some walleye. And we knew there was catfish in there too. And every once in a while we get catfish. And they were sort of fun to catch. And there were some big catfish in there. And they were really good, especially smoked. My dad would smoke bullhead and catfish. And oh, they were so good. I can still taste them. Anywho, we were going back and forth. And he got a hit on his line. And he was like, what is this? And he had it on there, and he was reeling. He let it go and reel, you know how you do when you're trolling. And oh my goodness, he fought that fish for, I don't know, I'm gonna say hours, but it probably wasn't hours, but it seemed like hours back then, especially as a kid. This fish pulled the boat. I'm not kidding. It must have been, I don't know how big catfish get. I'm going to say it was 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 pounds. Who knows? 100 pounds catfish? I don't know. But it pulled our boat. I mean, he was reeling, and and then you let it go, and then he was fighting them, and he wanted to make sure he had the hook set and all that stuff. And it went on forever, and I'm like, this is just crazy. And we were laughing and talking, and it was crazy. It was just crazy. And it started to really fight, and it was pulling the boat around. It was pulling it. And it was circling, and we were spinning, and it was pulling the boat around. Seriously, a catfish. I remember spinning. I think I remember even being a little dizzy. But it was great. I mean, it was a fun fight. And that's the thing. Fishing, hunting, camping, hiking, all the different outdoor activities you do, canoeing, boating, all the different things. It's the memories. It's the enjoyment of just enjoying God's creation in the outdoors and doing things together with family and friends and even by yourself, and just making memories and having fun, even if you don't catch it. A lot of times you don't catch it. Most of the time I don't catch it. But it fought and fought and fought. It was just crazy. And I don't believe he caught it. I think it broke the line eventually. But yeah, that catfish pulled our boat around. It was spinning. He was fighting. And I believe he's still in there. I mean, that was 43 years ago, something like that. I'm bad at math, but but he's still in there. He'd be a big old cat by now. There was some really big fish in that lake, and we got some really big ones. I mean, everything was big. Yeah, it was just, again, I got a few big walleyes, and he got a few big walleyes out of there too, and northern and all kinds of fish. But that was one big cat that pulled us around the lake. Story number 2, trail tale number 2. Tip a canoe, honey? That's like a question. Hey, honey, should we tip a canoe today? No, we really didn't want to tip a canoe that day. Okay, so the last story was back in 1980. Now we're going to jump up. This one was with my wife, Marilyn. This was June 5th, 2020. Just north of Litchfield, Minnesota, where we've lived in that area for 24 years now or so. And it was on the Crow River. Now, Minnesota, we have a lot of lakes, we have a lot of rivers, and this is a smaller river. Kind of really, it comes from the north, it goes down, I don't know where, it might even go to the Mississippi or the Minnesota, I'm not sure. Small river, but it goes quite a ways, and it winds back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and like many rivers. Now, we had a canoe, and somebody gave it to us. It was free, and then we still have it. That's the 17-foot aluminum dented leaky canoe that we have. I just took it out the other day. We've had it, we've taken it on lakes a lot. It's fun, just float around lakes, and it's safer on lakes than rivers. We never had it on a river before, and I don't know what got into our mind to do it that day, but we thought, let's take it on the river. We've never done that, and that's what a lot of people do with canoes, go on a river. Now, there was a few things here against us. We were totally inexperienced. We had no idea how to operate a canoe on a river, or operate anything on a river. And we were top heavy and a few things. Yeah, okay, so we decided to do this. So we got the canoe, and we got it in, and it was probably, this was summer, this was June, yeah, I think it was mid-70s. Well, I don't think it was really hot. Mid-70s, close to 80 maybe. It was in the morning, I believe. And we were only going to go a little ways. Now, like I say, it's a river. It went back and forth, back and forth. Where we put in there was under this old bridge. And a big old metal bridge, which isn't even used anymore. It's like a historic bridge. And we were putting the canoe in right there. And then we're going to go down just a couple of miles to a little kind of a rest area on a side road where people picnic, and there's restrooms, and you can go on the river there and fish and different things. We're going to get out there just a couple of miles down the road, but because it winds back and forth, it was going to take us 2-3 hours probably. So and we were looking forward to that. So we had a lot of things in the canoe. We had a cooler of waters and teas and sandwiches and snacks and all kinds of stuff. And then I had some, I think I must have had one of my little backpacks or a tub of survival stuff, we had 2 oars, and I had my phone, my camera, on my tripod, filming all of this. It was recording, and I wish I had that video. Oh my goodness, I wish I had that video. Boy, that would be good. And anyway, we got in the canoe, and we got in. And we made it about 50 feet, and we're going, and it wasn't super deep, 4 or 5 feet at the most. Not a real bad current. This was early summer, so it was a little higher, but the current wasn't really bad, and it's a pretty slow, mellow river. But we're going, I don't think we made it 50 feet, and then the canoe turned sideways. Not a good thing on a river to go sideways in a canoe. And we tipped. And, we yelled, and maybe my wife didn't yell. I think I just yelled, panicked, and made sure she was okay, and realized we could both stand up. We had life jackets on. And everything went so quickly. It happened in seconds. And I grabbed the canoe, and I let my camera, my phone, on the tripod, still recording. I'm sure it was in a waterproof case and everything. I let that go. So everything went. I made sure she was okay, grabbed the canoe, and we moseyed back to the shore, pulled it in. The canoe was half full of water, and everything else went down the river. So we got on the shore, and we were fine, And then when we realized we were okay and everything, I was bummed out because I lost my phone. And think about it, it was a free canoe, but it was a $700 phone. I let go. I should have grabbed my phone, let the canoe go, but grabbed the biggest thing, and I don't know. Anyway, I would love to have that video, but I never got my phone back. Anyway, we got to shore. If I remember right, my wife called, I think you called T-Mobile. I think you were calling to see first of all, if we had insurance on the phone, which we didn't, and if we had the tracking to see if we could track it, and we didn't have that either. I still don't think we do, which we should. Anyway, and while she was doing that, I went back in the river, because it was only, at one point, it was only like 3 feet deep. It was pretty shallow. And I was trying to find my phone. Anything else but mainly my phone on the tripod. It probably still was floating. but I was, trying to feel around on the bottom of the river, trying to find it. Never found it. Got back to shore. I was pretty bummed out, and she was laughing. I mean, we both laughed after the fact, but at first I was pretty bummed out. I was scared. I mean, I panicked right away. I didn't want her to get hurt or drown or anything. But then when we realized we were okay, grabbed the canoe and got out, then I was bummed out about my phone. Anyway, if I remember right, then we loaded the canoe. Of course, we're soaked and everything, but it was warm out, so it wasn't that big a deal. I think we drove down to where we would have got out on the river, just a couple miles down. I think we hung out there for a while to see if anything would have floated down there. Nothing came, and then I think we went home. I think I dropped her off, and I think I took the canoe off, and went to Wilmer, the town just west of us, and went to T-Mobile to get a new phone because I was pretty sure I wasn't going to find my phone. And yeah, so I had to buy a new phone. And yeah, I think we might have got our oars back in the cooler. Somebody found down river, because I posted on Facebook and stuff. And I think about 6 months later, I got my tripod back. And I remember the story. It was kind of weird. A guy said, "Oh yeah, we found it in the river. It was a phone on a tripod, and it was all crusty and dirty, and figured it was ruined anyway, so I put it in the garage, and then my kids got a hold of the phone, and they were playing with it, and they lost it. Couldn't get in the phone anyway, couldn't turn it on, I had it locked, so so he doesn't know where the phone went, but he had the tripod anyway. He got the tripod back to me. That's the one I have in the garage in my shop. Yeah, that's the same tripod. But I never got the phone back. I wish I could have. That would have been a cool video. Plus, I had a lot of other videos and pictures on there. Anyway, never got the phone back. But yeah, that happened. Yeah, and we haven't been on the river since. So here's a couple of things. I'm overweight. I'm not going to say my wife's overweight. She's beautiful and wonderful. No, she's not. She's beautiful. But I'm overweight. Plus, we are top heavy. Okay. Yeah, I made seats for the canoe. Don't do that. They were like really cushy, nice seats, and I don't know where we got the material, or there's some kind of cushions from something. And I made seats, and it had wood backs, and there was some weight to them and thickness. They must have been 4 or 5 inch seats, cushion seats with cushion backs in a canoe. That raised us up a good 5-6 inches off the metal seats in the canoe. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. So we were top heavy, and we both leaned away. And I think we might have even got stuck on a sandbar. I don't remember. I mean, the point is we turned sideways, and then I think we both leaned the same way, and the rest was history. Is history. And yeah, so we haven't been on the river since, and we've only been on the lake together a couple of times. I think she's just a little leery of tipping and different things, and I want her to be able to go with me more. I really enjoy canoeing, and I'm hoping to get like a flat wide kayak or a smaller canoe sometime, or lighter one. But this one we have, and it's a nice one, but it's pretty big for one person. I want her to come with us more, or come with me more. I want us to be able to just have fun in the water again. And so I'm going to make some outriggers or stabilizers for it, pretty cheap, like $20 or something, for parts from Walmart, and then it'll be less tippy. So I'm going to do that on a canoe. But we haven't been on a river since, probably never will. I think I would want a rubber raft, a big, heavy-duty, wide rubber raft if I went on a river again, not a canoe. I know people do it, canoeing, kayaking, but gosh, as soon as you turn sideways, you're done for. But been on a lot of lakes. Canoeing is better on lakes, I think. So that happened. Okay, number 3. What could go wrong? Okay, this happened 10 days ago. June 10th, 2024. So, a few years ago when I really got into hiking more, I realized that I'm a truck driver. I've been a truck driver for 22 years. And, so I'm all over the country. I thought, sometimes I have downtime, have extra time or whatever, and I'm crossing trails all the time. I crossed the Pacific Crest Trail and the Continental Divide Trail and the Appalachian Trail. I cross them all the time at different points in different states. Plus lots of other trails. There's rest areas with trails and just lots of random places where there's just woods and places where you can just go roam around. So I started doing that. And I do that so much just to pass the time, y'all. I mean, I know a lot of people say, why do you do all these adventures and weird things on the road? Why don't you just work? I work hard. I've been working for 43 years, anywhere from 40 to 80 hours a week. But why not live life fully and have some fun when you can? If you have downtime, why don't you do something? So I try to keep busy and make the most of every day when I'm out here. And so I started going on little hikes around the country. When I have some downtime and it's on my path, and I go so far as to, when I have a run, I'm like, okay, what trails am I going to cross? Where am I going to be? And I've been on the PCT and the CDT and the AT, all in a few different states. Again, short little hikes that I do. And I stopped at rest areas and went on trails. I pulled over where there's a parking area for trucks, and I've roamed up into the woods in Montana. Not real smart by yourself, but I mean, I went all over. I've been on all these little hikes, so I have a whole bunch of adventure stories on the road. So I do that. So yeah, 10 days ago, I was on my way back from Florida. I had loaded, what did I load? Something going to Michigan. I don't remember what it was now. And I'm going up I-75. I think it was a Thursday or Friday morning, and I was in Kentucky. And I knew that there was a cool trail there that I heard about, the Sheltowee Trace. And I think it's in the Daniel Boone National Forest State Park, maybe. I don't know. And I just hear it's a really neat trail. I've watched videos and people being there and stuff. And I knew I was close to it going up I-75. I've seen the signs and everything. Oh, that's good coffee. I mean, I love my coffee, y'all. And you gotta slurp coffee. Sorry, maybe it's not good manners, but anywho, I need some more. Okay, so I knew I was gonna cross the Sheltowee Trace, and I've been up and down I-75 in Kentucky before. By the way, side note of this little story, because it's by London, Kentucky. London, Kentucky has, I think it's the London truck stop. They have catfish. Back to the other story. You get there on a Friday, and then they have incredible catfish. And I got some one time, and I grabbed some, and I was eating it on the way, rolling north. Oh, it was so good. Just battered, crunchy, good fish. Oh, it was amazing. Best catfish I think I've ever ate. Anywho, London, Kentucky, London truck stop. I don't remember the exit, but London, Kentucky. Anywho, so I'm rolling up I-75, and so I in the morning before I started, I thought, okay, I wonder if I'm going to get close to the Sheltowee Trace, anywhere I could get on trail. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm close, but sometimes it's, it just depends. Well, I think it was exit 49, if I remember. I didn't write it down. It was on I-75 North. And there's a little truck stop there. Okay, I found out there's a truck stop right next to the trail, and where I could just get on the trail, and there's parking, everything. It's like, I got to do it. And it's summer, it's been hot all over the place, and that day I think it was going to be in the 90s, but in the morning it wasn't too bad. It was like 75 already. So I pulled in the truck stop, park, and there's a video. I'll post that or the link somewhere. Anyway, you can watch that video. I wish I had video of the other stories. So if I have videos or pictures of these stories, I will put them on. So I parked at the truck stop. It was early. It was pretty early because I had just started driving. I was just south a little ways. So this was like 7 in the morning, something like that. Eastern time. And so I parked, and I put my military surplus shirt on to help keep the bugs away, and I like wearing anyway my hiking hat, and I put my 25-pound day pack on, and the trail was right there. Now, it wasn't real exciting. It wasn't real It was a road hike. A lot of trails are like that, where you have to walk. Part of it is walking on a road before you're actually in the woods. Got on, but it was there. It was a Sheltoy Trace Trail. It was right there, right at the truck stop. So I got on the trail and started, and it was uphill the whole way. I was basically on the road. I went into the woods a few different places, but it was pretty in there, and it was neat. It was a neat little ramble. It was good exercise for sure. And I'm like, and you never know. I mean, I'm always prepared. You know that. I'm just always prepared because you never know what can go wrong. I'm always probably over prepared, but that's better than not, being prepared at all. Smells good too. Brazilian rich dark roast. Anywho, okay, and I'm like, what could go wrong? I'm going on a short little hike, basically on the road by a truck stop. I don't know. Nothing could go wrong on this little hike. I mean, all my hikes are short, little rambles in the woods, and usually nothing goes wrong, So I go for my little hike, get back in the truck, get my gear off, start trucking up the road. I'm going, it was only a couple of miles up the road, and this finger, my ring finger, my wedding ring's on, started itching. And I'm like, trying to itch it as I'm driving down the road. And then it started to swell. Okay, and it started to swell pretty quickly. And so I'm like, better get my wedding ring off before it swells too much and I can't get it off. I mean, I just don't like that feeling of having something stuck on. And I'm like, and then who knows what it would do if it really swelled and exploded or something. Anyway, but it was swelling. And yeah, so I got my ring off and I'm trucking up the road, I-75, and you know what? I must have got a bite of something, some kind of bug bite. And I put bug spray on. I had my military surplus shirt on, jacket thing that has pyrethrin or whatever. It has some kind of bug repellent. But something must have, some kind of, sweat bee. I don't know, mosquito, and maybe I walked into a spider. I don't know what it was, but something obviously bit me, and it was swelling fast. And so I'm trucking up I-75. I better stop at the next truck stop and get my first aid kit and get some, wash it and put some Afterbite on it, and maybe even take some Benadryl. And I don't like to do that when I'm driving because it makes me really tired. But I thought I better do that. So I pulled into the next truck stop. This is after the hike, y'all, but things went south after the hike. Everything went great on the hike. So I pull into a truck stop, going back in the bunk here, and I have a first aid kit up here, and I had both of my small packs in here, my day pack and my lightweight pack. Both of them had first aid kits in there. And I got Band-Aids all over, and which, yeah, I probably could have just used the Band-Aids in my little bathroom area in here, but I wanted to get my first aid kit out of my pack because I knew I had Afterbite in there, and I also had Benadryl. So I get my first aid kit out. Okay, so so I'm swelling. This finger is swelling. I also have to go to the bathroom. Okay, so not to get into this too detailed, but I have a pee jug in here because I have to go to the bathroom all the time. Yeah, I have prostate issues my whole life, and I have my prostate taken out, but I still got to go. But anyway, I have to have a pee jug because I have to go often, and I can't get to a truck stop or rest area. I have to pull over and go. So I have a pee jug in here. I also have a porta potty when it's number 2, or number 3, or number 4. Number 4. No, but I had to go to the bathroom. But this is swelling, and I was a little scared. And so I should have just went to the bathroom, but this is swelling and I got to do something about it. Okay, so I get back there and I'm kind of jumping up and down because I have to go to the bathroom. Why didn't I just go to the bathroom? Anyway, I have to go to the bathroom. This is swelling, and I get in my backpack kind of one-handed. I was trying to use this hand, but this hand was swelling, and I get my first aid kit out, and freak accident, really. I open the first aid kit, I get the Afterbite out, and I think I washed this finger first. Yeah, I did wash it, but and I got the first aid kit out, I got the afterbite out, I got the Benadryl out, and should have just left it, but I wanted to put it away because I'm an organized person. And I don't know if I was using both hands or used one hand, but I went to close the first aid kit, the zipper, it just, close it real quick. I must have been using this hand, and it swelling and everything. And somehow this pinky got in the zipper of my first aid kit. How would that? It must have just been. I grabbed it, and this was something hanging. I don't know. And I cut my pinky on this hand pretty dang good. Probably should have had stitches. It's been 10 days, and I take the Band-Aid off every day, but it's almost healed. But it was a pretty deep. I mean, it just kind of ripped it open. I probably should have had a couple of stitches, but okay. So I cut myself on the zipper of my first aid kit. Never mind the bears and the other things in the woods. Be careful of your first aid kit. And so now it's bleeding. This is swelling. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, Lord, help me, because I was starting to panic. I'm like, this is gonna go south. I'm like, this is already going south. and I had to go to the bathroom, so it was going to start going south pretty quick. And so this is bleeding. So I grabbed paper towel, and I'm trying to hold this. Okay, now I got to try to get the Band-Aids out. And this is swelling. This is like a balloon. This is swelling. I got to go to the bathroom, kind of jumping up and down. This is bleeding, and I'm trying to stop the bleeding and get open Band-Aids and I bet I tried 3-4 Band-Aids, and they stuck together, and I couldn't get them. And this is bleeding, and okay, and I have a Spot Messenger on my backpack, and our son Jeremiah gave it to me as a gift, and again, thank you, Jeremiah, if you're watching. Wonderful gift. It has a SOS button on it. I mean, so I can send messages to my wife telling her I'm okay on trail, but more than anything, if things go south and something bad happens, I can hit the SOS button, and the cavalry's coming, rescue's coming, choppers. I mean, they're going to come and see what's wrong. They're going to find me. And it works when cell phones don't. Works off other satellites or whatever, anywhere in the world. And I had it sitting there, and I hope I never have to use it, but it just went through my mind for a second, because I'm like, this is swelling. I'm bleeding here, and I gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm like, Lord, help me, please. And it was a little funny, but it was also scary. And I know you're probably rolling, laughing right now, but I'm thinking, okay, blood's dripping from this, and I'm trying to get in that, and there's like 3 things going on here. I'm like, I might have to hit the SOS button. I'm in my bunk of my truck, parked at a truck stop. The hike was fine, but now it's the after, the hike drama. And I'm just things go through your mind, I'm like, okay, so I hit the SOS button. I mean, I might bleed out from my pinky. So, okay, then I bleed out, fall down, pass out, and they're going to find me, right? The truck's locked. They're going to have to, break in. What happened to this guy? He had a heart attack or something. And I'm laying there, swollen left hand, bleeding right hand. I bled out, died, and I peed my pants. I don't know. I finally got it. I got it. The blood stopped, and the bleeding. I almost needed a tourniquet on my pinky. It was like, and I got Band-Aid on, and then I took some Benadryl, and then I rested for a little bit, and then I had to keep driving. I had to get to Michigan, but actually about a half hour up the road, I ended up pulling over to another truck stop, and I took like a 2-hour nap because Benadryl just knocks me out, and I don't want to be tired when I'm driving. But yeah, that happened. You gotta love it. My adventures or misadventures. Yeah. So that's episode 1 of Trail Tales with Marty. I think I'm gonna call it Trail Tales or Marty's Misadventures, or I don't know. We'll see on the title. You'll know. Yeah, number 1, catfish ride. Number 2, Tippecanoe honey. And number 3, what could go wrong? Obviously a lot. And I have over 50 that I made a list, and so I might do this like once a week. We'll see, and just have a few, just sharing, and I hope they help you smile. And yeah, anyway, yeah, you just never know what could happen on trail. Be safe, and whenever you're enjoying the outdoors and getting exercise, fresh air, enjoying God's creation, it's all wonderful. But be safe and be prepared, and make memories, and write them down and share them with others. Yeah, I did. I started thinking, and I'm remembering from the last 50 some years of just doing things outside. I got quite a list going, and yeah, so I'm gonna try to have a variety in each episode. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video. It's been long enough, and hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, live life fully, y'all. Find your adventure, and be careful of those first aid kit zippers. Yeah. Anywho, thanks so much for watching, and I just pray you're all doing well, and we'll see you on the next episode. We'll see you on the next video.